Hear ye, gather round for another edition of Young Kings Wrestling featuring the JDF Memorial Sovereign Soundboard. As always, you can find us on most platforms streaming your favorite podcast episodes, including Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. Actually, no, you cannot find us on iTunes. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Apple Podcast listeners. Leave us a review of the 5-star kind. Subscribe to us on YouTube at YK Wrestling. Links to all the platforms and merchandise available at YKWrestling.com. Welcome back to the Nuckify Buckingham Palace. We are back at the Nuckify Buckingham Palace after a week off. As always, I am the thespian TC Fontaine, a.k.a. TC Light, a.k.a. the Bracket Master, a.k.a. TCF Baby. Please say the baby, joined by King Reek, House of Havoc, first of his name. We back, man.
Yes,
Welcome back. Welcome back to the original palace. You know, last week we were at the Fractured Cranium Palace.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to the Fractured Cranium. As I still have some Fractured Cranium.
There you go.
IPA.
Had to go celebrate the holidays, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure, man. And we don't advertise people that don't pay us, so
yeah, man.
For sure. That's still my boy though, but listen, he gotta pay me some money before I really like say what I'm drinking for real.
That's a fact.
So we call him Steve Weisers around here.
True.
Shout out to Steve, man. Shout out to my boy. And today we got a special one for you, man. You know, it's March Madness, dirty soda and the styrofoam type beat. And you know, we got to do the bracket. It's bracket season. So yeah, shout out to Mania Madness Part 2. This go around. First Mania, we just determined the best WrestleMania all time. Probably a little controversial because we chose WrestleMania, what, 30? Which one was it? 35?
No, we said 21.
Did we? I thought we did Representation Mania. I thought that was the whole situation.
I think it got to the finals, but we picked 21.
Hey, we can go and confirm this at another point in time. But
yeah,
this go around, we are going to determine what the best main event in WrestleMania history is. And we got about how many like main events? Like closing show main events though.
Oh, I mean, now with the 2 nights, I mean, it's
45, 40, 43 around there.
Probably.
How many years have we been doing double manias?
This will be
the fifth one.
Yeah.
So 44.
Yes, this is the 5th one.
I don't know. I can't do math in my head for real. I was not a math major. I am an art major. So excuse me.
We get to 35 plus 10, so 45 then.
Okay. 45 main events, and we narrowed them down to 16. Because wasn't nobody putting Lawrence Taylor and Bam Bam Bigelow on this list.
Hell no.
Shout out to LT though. Shout out to LT.
Shout out to him. Get your paper.
I don't care that he played for the Giants. Shout out to LT. Shout out to LT, man.
Spot. Yes, sir.
And the next year was the Iron Man match. That's on the bracket for sure. Cannot not be on the bracket. WrestleMania 13, Psycho Sid, Undertaker, not on the bracket.
Yeah, no, it can't be.
But from there, you got a lot of shit that's on the bracket. Yeah. You know who deserved better? Las Vegas. The main event, Yokozuna and Hogan and Terry. Chicago had a Mania after that, and they had a better main event.
Oh yeah,
Chicago cannot complain. Sorry, Vince. Y'all have no room. Y'all at least got another Mania out of it.
Facts.
They over here talking about 2025 now. Oh, get out of here, bro. Not 2025. 2026 is what they talking about.
That's what I want.
I don't like that. I don't like that, bro.
Real true. I hear you.
This Mania season first. We should get it every year, honestly. I know that's not practical, but before we get into the brackets, man, I just want to say happy birthday this past week. We got some legends on this, and we got some goats, and we got some dope ass wrestlers, man. Shout out to EC3. Happy birthday to my boy. Vanessa Bourne. Happy birthday to her. Jonathan Gresham, former Ring of Honor world champion. Matt Sydal, AJ Lee, Sting. Happy birthday to Sting. He like 63? He ain't that old.
Nah.
It's Googleable.
I know he did crack 60. Hold on.
See, I'm glad you said something else. I thought you said he did crack.
Nah.
Now my man 65. Sheesh.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sting, Omaha legend, for sure. Homicide, Jimmy Corderas. Shout out to Jimmy Corderas. Chris Candido would have turned 52 this year. RIP to him. Killer Kelly, happy birthday to her. Mike Quackenbush, man. See, this is a name right here. Y'all probably ain't heard in a minute. But this was one of my goats back when I used to follow like the indies back when I was a teenager. And I come to find out, I didn't know he trained a lot of people that we watch on a weekly basis. Malachi Black, Chad Gable, Claudio Castagnoli, Alexa Bliss.
Damn.
Drew Gulak. Wheeler Yuta, he trained some motherfuckers.
Okay.
So shout out to him. Terry Gordy, aka Jesse, aka Slam Master J. Happy birthday to him. Y'all remember Tyson Tomko?
Yeah. The problem solver.
The problem solver. Happy birthday to Tomko. CJ Perry, aka Lana. Epico Cologne. Christopher Daniels, a fallen angel. My boy, the Pope. Shout out to the Pope, man. He gave us our first interview, too.
Yeah.
So shout out to him. And then, of course, last but not least, shout out to a top 5. I would say he top 5 all time on a lot of lists, but, subjective. The Undertaker.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, shout out to the Taker, man.
I definitely got him top 5. I don't know who's trying to argue that.
Listen, it's subjective because, like, we talking top 5 what? Like, what's the criteria that we basing it on? I think it can be arguable.
You could say anything. Top 5 performer, top 5 character, top 5
in ring.
In ring, yeah, like
entrance.
It
just goes hard.
He's never top 2 entrance all time.
Yeah.
Low key, he's top 1 character.
Yeah.
Cause like 30 years doing that gimmick, nobody's gonna be able to pull off that type of gimmick after. Listen. I would say after like 2002, you couldn't have did that shit and lasted 30 years with it.
You had the equity, though.
We even got to put the 30 years on it. The fact that he made that gimmick work at all, that to the point that it was over in the main event, attraction. That in itself is a Hall of Fame accomplishment.
100%, because you can look at what the core base of the character used to be, and then what Mark Calloway did with it, what Undertaker did with it. Like, props to him. Kudos. Not anyone can do that.
Nah. Like, to the point where he just now, like, is breaking out of that. You know what I mean? Right. He out here giving interviews, doing podcasts and stuff.
Just talking like as himself. When he
some things he shouldn't be talking about, but I digress,
Like what?
He was a big advocate of Blue Lives Matter and stuff, so that was the only time.
His brother was a cop. I get it.
He an old 50-plus-year-old man from Texas.
Family that's was on brand in service. Yeah,
it didn't surprise me. It didn't surprise me.
I ain't tripping on that. Like that, he gonna do what he do. Like, I don't think we can judge. He don't seem like that type of bad of a dude. Now, if you get to know him and he tripping, then I get it.
Right. Like if we get him, get some Steve Weisers in him, and he starts talking a little crazy, then I'm gonna look at him a little different.
Some Jack.
But as long as BSK vouch for him,
hey,
he's
listen,
still cool.
Godfather, Rikishi, all them, Savio Vega.
Swear by him.
Yeah. Like they say he's solid. I trust what Godfather say. Honestly, he the only one I've met before. So
right.
I trust what Godfather say. I don't trust what Rikishi say right now. Like,
I can't trust Keish.
I can't trust Keish right now.
He don't have no valid points to speak on at all.
Nah, Keish, you got what 2 weeks?
Yeah, you got 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You got 2 weeks, Keish.
Cutting down the crunch time here.
Yeah. We don't got no Rikishi matches we're gonna talk about here, obviously. But we do got some Undertaker matches though. For sure.
You already know.
Yeah, of course. Shout out to Mr. WrestleMania, Shawn Michaels. He is in every region of this bracket. He ended up in every region.
Oh, damn.
He the only one that's in every region, bro.
He's Mr. WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Of course.
Mr. WrestleMania. He my personal GOAT. Y'all know that. So
I thought I was Rock.
No, Rock is one of my GOATs too.
Okay.
Y'all know I got multiple GOATs. I got about 10 different GOATs, bro.
That's fair.
Rock, HBK, Triple H, Cena, Roman, they all my GOATs.
That's fair.
Randy, yeah. Edge before he lied to me. Edge lied to me a year ago.
Edge stayed lying the last couple of years.
Hey, listen. Listen, one of my favorite wrestlers lied to me. Y'all favorite wrestler lied to y'all face on Monday night this past week. I ain't gonna talk about that. We don't got enough time for that.
Oh boy.
Maybe next week. I'll get it. Yeah, next week I'm gonna get on my soapbox. But right now, let's go have some fun. March Madness, real quick. How y'all brackets doing? Did y'all do a bracket?
Yeah, I started my bracket and I haven't paid attention to it. So I've been watching the link of March Madness. But I gotta check it. Hopefully I'm doing good.
Yeah, listen, man. First game, BYU lost, and my bracket was just done. Off real. So yeah, I'm doing pretty horrible right now.
I know
absolutely.
Pretty much everybody got their shit trashed after Kentucky lost.
Listen, Kentucky.
What happened?
And I've been doing this for a minute, bro. I've been watching basketball for a minute. I need to stop trusting Coach Calipari teams at this point.
I'm saying, man. I guess
Since I was 15 years old, he's been unreliable every year but 1 year.
Sounds like Doc Rivers.
Yeah, man, he college Doc.
Yeah.
Get a bunch of stars, do nothing with him. So, yeah. Shout out to all the matches we got here. I'm gonna slowly reveal all the matches as we do them. So, y'all got y'all brackets up? Y'all ready?
I got mine. I got mine here.
All right, let's get into it, man. Let's start off with the number 1 overall seed. This got like 6 votes from everybody that participated. Yeah, it was only like 6 people. No, it was more than that. They got a lot of votes though. Rock versus Austin, WrestleMania 17.
Of course.
Yeah. And yeah. Versus number 16 seed Roman Reigns versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 37 night 2. Who we got? Who's going to advance to the next ring? Just remember, I got a veto.
You still get the veto even though you're in the tournament?
Yes.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man.
I got agendas to push.
Oh, man.
Listen, I came in here with agendas as well.
Y'all know how I feel about Rock versus Austin?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to let y'all go first. Whoever want to go first and get able.
Go ahead, Vince.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm gonna just not even think too much about this. This Austin Rock 17. They had 3 battles against each other at Mania. This is honestly, in my opinion, the best match they had out of the trilogy. It was an overbooked mess. It was a lot of hot spots, but it was overbooked in the most beautiful possible way that you just kind of sit there and you enjoy it. This is the kind of match they had that you'd have with your boys when you pop in the wrestling video game. This is what you do. You come in there with like 5 stored finishers already. You trying to bust each other open. Like there's interference. So as much as that Roman, Edge, and Bryan was really good, Roman stacked both of them. They both left the company, and this might be more recency bias and why they even got in there. I got a bone for pick. There's a few matches that didn't get into this bracket. So just off of biases alone, I'm gonna say Rock Austin.
Man, I don't even got to get into all that. I'm gonna keep it plain and simple. I'm tired of feeding the delusion that this is the greatest WrestleMania match of all time, just because of the fact that it's 2 of the biggest icons in the history of the sport. Listen, Stone Cold was 1A, Rock was 1B. They were always going to be the marquee. So this was the other thing about it is this signaled the end of an era. This triple threat signaled the beginning of a new one, because there was a statement made about Roman in this new direction that was going with him. This would be the first of 3 so far straight Manias that he has gone in as champion, walked out as champion, and on top of that, you had a Daniel Bryan forced to retire through injury, come back, Edge forced to retire through injury, come back in the main event, and basically put in the final feather in their cap for their WWE careers before they'd eventually be gone about a year later. So, well, Edge would be about 2 more years, but Daniel Bryan was gone like a month later. But listen, it's time to get it up out of here. So it's a number 1 seed. Bye-bye.
Hey.
Tripping.
Look, listen. We starting off with an upset because I'm on the same page with you.
Nah.
Because Vince said Vince's reasoning for choosing that match is the reason I don't care for it that much. It was an overbooked mess. And you know what? That was customary for the time. Mm-hmm. That time period, Attitude Era, overbooked like shit. Like crazy. And one of my favorite matches of the Attitude Era was overbooked like crazy. That was the Iron Man match, Triple H and Rock at Judgment Day.
But it worked.
It worked. This one, it was a way to write The Rock off to go do whatever movie. I think it was Scorpion King.
I think so.
And listen, man, y'all ran that shit back the next night on Raw. Beat the shit out mans again in a cage.
It's crazy.
So what was the point of doing it at Mania? Like, y'all did too much, like all the bullshit that happened when Austin and Voldemort shook hands. Right. It was like 5 more minutes of bullshit after that, which I just personally feel wasn't necessary. It wasn't needed. It was too much going on. With that being said, shout out The Rock Austin at WrestleMania 17, being the Coach Calipari in Kentucky of this tournament. Y'all cooked. We're moving on.
Crazy.
We need to move past this. It's been better main events since then. I know Taker and Shawn Michaels at 25 didn't main event, and it probably should have. However, that match better than this one, high key.
It is.
The one they had the year after that, high key. Personally, I don't think this is Rock and Austin's best match at Mania. I thought the one in Seattle was better.
Yeah, it was.
Because the dynamic was flipped. You know what I mean? Like we got Hollywood Rock, Austin on his last leg.
Yeah.
That was Austin's retirement match de facto for 20 years almost.
I will say I remember that one and the 17 match the most. But I like that dynamic too. Hollywood Rock is my favorite Rock theme song of all time, so that gets a little plus. But it wasn't in here, so hard. No.
Yeah. That's so. I joined this hard for real.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a 16 seed moving on to the next round.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Crazy work. Hey, let's go over to the next region, man. Our number one seed in the next region, our number 2 overall seed, WrestleMania 21, Triple H versus Batista. And my man's Reek was just won this, last week, 2 weeks ago?
Last week?
Last week. And he kind of gassed it up a little bit. It was different. I didn't run it back yet, but remind people what you said last week about this match.
Yeah, so I remember like a lot of people had been saying like for the longest time that it wasn't that good of a main event for the Mania that it was on. And thing was like it started off slow. It had the same vibes as a Hogan Warrior. Like it was never gonna be like a technical masterpiece. Like Kurt and Sean had that covered, so you weren't gonna get that in the closing match. But it was that kind of energy. Like it had to build up. You had to start slow, but once they got in gear, you know what I'm saying, they kicked the drama up a little bit. They kicked the intensity up a little bit. Triple H had the blood and everything like that. Batista hit that gear and just kind of started just wailing on this dude because it's like this is the story. This is the 2-year story that they had to tell, and he had to finish it off the right way. So, um, it's not the best of the best, but it's definitely a solid one
For sure. So
Um,
that's going up against last year's main event in night 1 for the tag team titles, the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Who we picking out of these 2 matches?
so I actually voted for the Triple H versus Batista main event at 21, and I didn't vote for the Usos versus Owens and Zayn. But what's crazy is that I think I'm gonna vote for Usos and Sami Zayn over the one I voted in. I went back and watched Triple H and Batista, and I did see like that slow progression to start the match. It did build up. Obviously, it was Triple H trying to out strategic, be more strategic than Batista in the match, and Batista trying to outpower Triple H. And there were a lot of moments, especially when Triple H was about to hit the pedigree. He completely overpowers Hunter and then just slams him, gets the win. It was a crowning moment for Batista. It was great. It deserved to main event, honestly. It was the best story leading up into WrestleMania. But the Usos and Sami Zayn, I just watched it, so it might be real recency bias. I watched it like 20 minutes ago, and I liked it a little bit more. It's more modern wrestling for my take. But they get the vote because the Usos came out like with a Lil Uzi Vert. So they had Lil Uzi Vert coming out to WrestleMania. So off the heels of Uzi alone, I'm gonna give it to the Usos, even though they lost.
Yeah, I'm as much as I just vouched for the 21 main event, uh putting the tag team titles in the main event is always going to be a risk. But because of the fact that you told this story that's been so deep, the bloodline for one thing, but then Sammy being involved in the bloodline for, almost a full year, like the progression of that story to bring us to this point was like, it was the start of the cinema era. Like that's where we're at right now. We're in that cinema era with what they do with these stories. So like, yeah, Triple H and Batista was your typical, guy goes under someone else's wing and he learns everything you can teach him, and then eventually he just gets to the point where he's ready to take over. He's ready to take the top spot. We've done that before. And again, it was done well, but this was just something different, and all the emotion and the drama was in this because that's what the story was built on. Him and Kev had their history and everything like that, and they were against each other in the past. They were against each other at the start of this story, and then they come around and they going against Jimmy and Jay, who had the record-setting tag team run. So I mean, this was everything you could ask for in a WrestleMania main event. It was just the tag team version.
That's your choice?
Yes, sir. I'm taking it.
So y'all voted for a Sami Zayn match right in front of my face?
Listen,
gonna do me?
Listen.
I feel like Denzel in Training Day right now.
It's a tag team match.
I'm putting cases on all you motherfuckers.
You do gotta
y'all voted for a Sami Zayn match right in front of me?
If you don't get that bullshit out of my face, bitch.
Come on, son. This how we starting this region off. Y'all just not gonna vote for a Triple H and Batista like that? That's crazy.
Hey, much love to him, but hey,
you know what? If this was their match they had at 35, I would have voted for that one instead. Because that match I liked a little bit more.
And that match was cold.
Yeah, but it didn't main event.
It was too long. Like, you could have did everything that they did in like 20 minutes. They went to like 40 minutes, and I was there. So after having been through so much of the show that was already done, this kind of was just like, this was after Kofi. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm starting to like feel the fatigue by this point. And then they went for like almost 40 plus minutes. Like, dog, I can't.
Was that match that long?
I don't think so.
It was over. It was like 35 minutes.
It's Googleable. Hold up.
You doing it?
If it was that long, it was pretty good because it didn't seem like it.
On TV, it didn't seem like
it was
dragged.
It was 20. It was less than 25 actually.
Was it?
Yeah, it was the longest match on the show though.
Yeah.
It still didn't seem like 25. It felt like it right on by. I enjoyed that match.
They have it at 27 minutes on WWE's YouTube.
Yeah, because that's
probably interested in shit.
Yeah, exactly. So
from bell to bell, about 25 minutes.
I'm gonna watch it back and we'll revisit this one.
Yeah.
I'm going to tap into both of their matches they had
because I don't think I've watched it on the Peacock version yet.
I have to get on the cock and check it out.
Hey yo, that's crazy. Get on the cock is crazy, bro.
Listen, man. You know what?
You're on the wrong show,
be about. You know, it's kind of hard to turn off that trigger. You know, turn off that switch. You know,
yikes!
Oh man, that was crazy.
That's wild.
Bro, that is
awesome.
Family.
I'm packing the edge. Guess what?
I thought about it for a second. We ain't gonna go full throttle. Just know.
Just know it's there.
Warning shot. Boom.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's
don't do those shit like that again.
Yeah, if you don't hear the horns after, it's a warning shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, let's move over to the next region, man. We got Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and some question marks at WrestleMania 20 as our third overall seed versus Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 19 the year before. That's number 14 seed. Who we got in this one?
How do you have two redacted taking on each other?
Hey, nah, the other one, he not redacted no more. I guess.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, off the strengths of that alone, maybe Lesnar and Angle just because he's not redacted anymore. But Triple H, Shawn, and Benoit go hard. Give me a sec. Come back. Circle back to me. I went first the last couple ones.
That's cool.
Circle back.
All right. So I'm going to stick with 20. But I'm going to say this. If he had hit that shooting star to win the match, that would have won. But he damn near almost killed himself, and that they had to adjust the finish. But if he had hit that shooting star and won the match like that, I can't beat it. But I mean, 20, it would have been close regardless because 20 was fire. But a finish like that, you can't do nothing but be like, yeah, you got it. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it up to 20 in the redacted Mania.
What about you, Vince? Or should I go? You still?
You should go.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna pick Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 19 for a few reasons. One, I'm not picking a murderer winning the match. That's just not what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Second of all, Kurt Angle wrestled 20 minutes with what? A broken freaking neck.
Yes, he did.
Off of whatever cocktail of painkillers that he was on. 20 minutes. And his neck was broken for a couple months at that point.
It was.
Yeah.
He said, "You know what? I'm gonna be upstanding, and I'm going to do my job, and I'm going to go out there and wrestle and drop this belt on the highest stage. I'm not going to ruin this show." And you know what? If I was the man in charge, that guy could have he would have been the employee of the entire decade for that alone.
Yeah.
And then I'm not going to choose a murderer. I don't care. My GOAT is in that match. I don't care. So I'm going with Angle and Lesnar.
And this is why I wanted to go last. Because now I gotta be the tiebreaker here. The better match is the WrestleMania 20 triple threat with unfortunately redacted winning, but Angle Lesnar ain't much better because Lesnar still I can't watch him the same after knowing some things, but you know what? Off the strengths of not voting for a murderer, it doesn't really matter who wins this because I don't think they're advancing past this round. So for now, Angle and Lesnar gets my vote, and
that's cool. I can save my veto.
Murders are gonna stay stay eliminated.
I just stick with it's unfortunately he won the match. I just thought it was better.
It was a million times better. Even their rematch at Backlash that same year was even better than Lesnar and Angle.
I did like the Backlash match better.
I liked it. Well, better than Angle Lesnar for me personally. But it's hard to go back and watch matches where homies included in them. So whenever he's there, I just kind of fast forward. So that right there, just like I can't even go back and rewatch this. So how am I going to vote for it? So
same.
That's true.
I legit don't watch his matches no more. I was for a bit, and I just couldn't.
I can't do it. I can't do it. I just can't. As kids say, it gives me the.
Yeah,
like that's
it is weird. I can't even watch Vinny's matches segments. That shit weird.
It was hard watching.
Barely watch his shit.
Listen, watching from 03 to 04 and then 04 to 05, and then it's gonna get a hell of a lot worse than 06. Listen,
06 is bad. 07 is bad too.
It's atrocious.
I do not envy anyone watching that. I ain't going back though. Y'all can miss me with that.
You can't hide from his shit.
No.
Like
it's all over the place.
Like the Canadian. I mean, you got one segment on every show that he was on.
Right.
Man, Nasty Man was like every.
Yeah.
This man was all over the shows. Like you can't really escape him.
No.
Got to take the good with the bad. Yeah, let's move on to the next region, man. We got another triple threat in the number one seed in this next region. Randy Orton, Batista, Daniel Bryan. Shout out to Batista and Daniel Bryan making a list again. Shout out to them. Shout out to Daniel Bryan main event in WrestleMania twice.
For real.
If you would have told me
big facts
15, 16 years old, hey, Bryan Danielson's going to main event WrestleMania twice, I'll be like, what? What do you mean Bryan Danielson's in WWE?
Right.
He did it twice. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
So we got that versus number 13 overall seed, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Kevin Owens. Shout out to Kevin Owens main event Mania 2 years in a row too.
Shout out.
That's a little understated.
It definitely.
I don't think people talk about that often, but who we got? We got triple threat versus Stone Cold's, I guess, official retirement match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nobody want to go? I don't know what I'm picking, so somebody got to go first.
All right, fine. I already made up my mind. I was just gonna play the field real quick. I'm going Orton, Batista, Bryan, WrestleMania 30. Despite what my co-host on the SmackDown Raw podcast, the Word Matt Ritter, might say about WrestleMania 30 being one of the worst WrestleManias of all time, mostly due
Bray lost.
We know. No. You know why?
Taker lost.
Both those reasons. Yeah. Both those reasons. But WrestleMania 30 was a great WrestleMania. The build-up was really solid. The match was really good. I gotta vote for a Batista match. I didn't vote for Bryan. I didn't vote for Batista. I already voted for Owens, and Austin has had better matches. Like, it was good for what it was at WrestleMania 38, but I think that's just recency bias for sure. Like, it's good, but I don't think it's Sweet 16 good. So I'm gonna go Orton, Batista, Bryan, but it don't matter because they ain't gonna move on past this round. But for now, they moving on for me.
Well, I mean, we could just make this easy then, because I'm going the same way. At the end of the day, listen, all 30 Mania 38 was simply, something that KO had earned, because he was putting the work in. Everybody was telling him he should just cut bait, go to AEW. He stuck it out, said, "Listen, I'm doing what's best for me and my family. I'm gonna keep working here," and he gets rewarded for it. He gets one of the guys that he looked up to. He gets a main event, and that was it. The added bonus of it being in Texas, and the pop that's going to get in the house that's going to get. Of course, we sell out for that, but
he also built that whole entire thing by himself.
Exactly.
Yo, he showed up. He showed up. I think it was the Chicago show where he showed up dressed as Stone Cold.
Yes,
with the ball cap.
Facts.
Oh man,
and
so
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like, my guy earned this because he was putting in the work to make it happen. So shout out to him. But I mean, WrestleMania 30 was a conclusion that was built since the summer. Like, Daniel Bryan had been ever since Mania 28. Since Mania 28, Daniel Bryan was getting his get back. It just had to take 2 years to get there. But this was something that was like demanded, because it's like people said what they wanted already. It was just a matter of getting there. And
he wasn't able to do shit afterwards, but the match itself was solid.
Hey man,
yeah, I'm with that too. That build started.
Oh yeah,
when he won Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
And then cashed in. Who was it? Big Show.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And then going from there, loses to Sheamus at Mania, goes through the whole Team Hell No stuff, which I thought was great.
It was.
And then it was kind of like we're getting back to that point. This man's main event, SummerSlam versus John Cena.
Right.
Pins John Cena clean as a whistle in the main event of the second biggest show. Oh man, here come the Money in the Bank winner, Randy Orton.
Right.
Triple H, the referee, shows his true colors. Like, man, we ain't having this motherfucker be champion on our shit. And then from there, took off. For some reason, 10 years later, people still don't think that was the original plan. Which shows how good these people are at their jobs. Everybody involved, the authority, Brian.
The Occupy Raw segment was so choreographed, you could see it from distance.
Yeah. Y'all think real fans, I mean, they were real fans, but y'all think these real fans just jumped over the barriers and just hijacked the show? No, getting fucking riot police if that really happened.
Exactly.
Come on, fam. But I'm going same boat. I think this is a sweep right here. First sweep of the tournament, is it?
Yeah.
I'm going with this one as well. Like Austin and Owens, I loved it. I was not expecting Stone Cold to wrestle a match, let alone taking bumps on concrete. Like, this man's knees had to warm up and shit for a while, so it started off a little slow.
Show did.
But once he got into the groove, he was back on his shit. I watched it back after the first time, because watching it live, it's like
you got biases.
Yeah. Right. So when you watch it back, you're like, hey, Austin did look a little rusty throughout most of the match. Mm-hmm. But he was doing shit that, like, he ain't did this shit in like 20 years going this hard.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, he was whooping people asses for years, but like, he wasn't going this hard. He did his thing, but it's not the moment, the build, none of it tops the triple threat at WrestleMania 30.
Nope.
So let's go back to our original region. We got our 8th seed versus our 9th seed. 8th seed, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, WrestleMania 12 Iron Man match, WWE Championship versus Stone Cold and The Rock again at WrestleMania 15. Mm-hmm. Who we got, man? This might be a little tough.
It's tough, but not for the reasons that it might be tough for y'all. So, as much as I would want to go back and watch Hart versus Michaels WrestleMania 12, ain't nobody got time to watch that long ass fucking match.
Thank you.
Facts.
Like, okay, cool. They might have told
You mean I watched
story.
these motherfuckers wrestle for an hour and nobody pinned nobody?
Exactly. You know what? That to me doesn't scream, oh man, they were so good. No, that means they both sucked. They couldn't get a pin off of each other. Like I took it the different way. Plus, I ain't gonna vote for Bret Hart. You know, he's all right, but you know, he's the natty Hart of back in the day. You know.
Travis about to fire your ass.
Travis don't watch anything. Travis don't know.
You think Travis watch us?
Nah.
That's cold-blooded.
The only way this gets back to Travis is someone snitches on me. And you know what? I kind of do want to I do want to know if someone snitches on me, because then I need to know who's my undercover op.
Who's the op?
So who's my op for real? Who got my back? So off of that alone, I'm gonna go Rock Austin, even though I watched it back and I didn't enjoy it as much as 17. So I'm gonna go Rock Austin.
Hey, Vince, this how you feeling?
Rest in peace to all my ops.
On God, that's the energy I'm bringing.
I hear you, for sure. Yeah,
I'm with it.
I'm on the same thing. Like, give me Stone Cold Rock, because it was. I mean, I put it probably on the same plane. Not on the same plane, but like it's like just under 17, because it was the first time they was doing it at Mania. But again, the that hour long. Listen, I respect anybody that's gonna wrestle for 60 minutes straight. Right. You know what I'm saying? Bret is a testament to him, the work that he put in. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Him and Sean put in, you know, as much work as possible to make that last as long as it did. But again, to do all of that and not have no falls and then have to go to, I understand what you were doing. You go to sudden death and then you make a moment out of it, but I'm not going back to watch this for 60 minutes to see no falls.
I'm gonna make a perfect comparison, and it's gonna come funny coming from the Mexican in the group here. But it's like watching a soccer game and that shit ends in tie 0-0. Like, right. ain't nobody. I'm trying to see some goals, bro. Like you can get to penalties, but you know, like get 2 versus 2, 3v3. You know, y'all telling me y'all couldn't get a single pin, not even a roll up. Like
if I want to watch somebody just run suicides for an hour, I'll go to somebody's practice around here. Like, it's
for real.
It's not necessary.
Imagine watching a basketball game and they take like till like the end of the like halftime and they still haven't scored a point. Like, that shit gonna be wild to me. Like, I need.
That's a hella extreme though.
That's a hella extreme. Oh yeah, fine. End of the first quarter, no points scored. Like,
that's just a bad game. I'm turning that game off after about 5 minutes if nobody scores.
Right. You know what?
Hey, Rock Austin. And I also feel like it wouldn't be right if one of these Stone Cold matches didn't move on. So
yeah,
Stone Cold gotta move on at least once.
Yeah, and Stone Cold has as many matches as Shawn Michaels on this joint. So one of them had to prosper. So
yeah, you actually got Shawn going up against each other in the same region. Actually,
not no more though. But hey, let's move on again. Back to our second region. I wish I named these regions.
So you did last year with the theme songs, didn't you?
I did. I thought I did. I don't know.
That was hard. That was hard.
But we got Brock versus Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, apparently, at WrestleMania 31 versus Shawn Michaels and John Cena, WrestleMania 23. Shout out to Detroit versus the Bay. Who we got, man?
Yeah.
I think this one is getting tough.
I think this one's easy.
It is a little bit.
And I'm going to give you all a reason why it's easy. Shawn Michaels and Cena was a very good match at Mania 23. But a lot of people argue that their rematch in, what was it, London on Raw went harder. So how are you gonna tell me like round 2 on the regular Raw went better than your Mania match? So you guys didn't pull out all the stops that match, and the main reason, people like to hate on Roman back in the day, right? People like to complain and bitch about Brock back in the day, but that match started pretty hard. Like I remember watching it, not caring, and they turned me, and I'm like, oh man, they're going hard hitting. Like Roman was bleeding from the mouth at some point.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it became a triple threat once Seth came out and cashed in. Seth coming out is like adding the hot fudge on your sundae, and then him winning it was the cherry on top. So the first and only WrestleMania cash in successfully, it propelled Seth Rollins to be like the face of the Authority. He was the top heel feuding over there with John Cena and Sting and what have you. So the match itself was good. Seth enhanced it. Michael Cena, as much as I like him, I want to advance the Cena match, but bro, you had a better match on the Raw. So I'm going the triple threat at 31.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? You might have just swayed me because I was definitely thinking that too. Because listen, Michaels at 23. I thought Undertaker Batista should have been the main event, but that match in London, I think it went like at least 40 plus minutes, and there was not a second I wasn't into it.
It went an hour. Yeah, it went an hour.
Yeah, exactly. So and I sat up there, I'll never forget it too. Right. So and I sat up there the whole time. I remember I was at school in the morning, I was staying up hella late. I did not care. I was dialed in, focused on that screen for that hour long, like, yo, this is fire right now. So
wasn't this match an hour because Orton got kicked off the show?
I think so.
So they had to.
That was one of the times he was overseas acting a damn fool.
I think that was the time because they had to do some shit and switch it up.
Yeah,
but it honestly was a blessing in disguise. And here's the thing: going into this match is different setup than how I just dogged on Shawn versus Brett previously, because on that London match on Raw, you go in there, it's the start of the second hour. You're like, okay, cool. They're just going to go at it. It's probably going to go hard for 20, 30 minutes. You see the 30-minute mark. Oh, shit, they're still going. It's still going hard. That's different. That has to have one single pinfall. So that's why it went that long, because it went that hard. These guys had the hour, and they were just kind of like pacing themselves to the hour. So that's the way I'm going to see it. That's the way I'm justifying things.
And this was validation for Cena. All the Cena haters said he couldn't wrestle, and this man did 60 minutes for
100%.
Shawn Michaels. That's the 60 minutes I'll go back and watch. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't Shawn get that dub that night too? Yeah,
he did. That was textbook. That was textbook. Yeah. Let them cook. But getting back to this, as good as that match was, I was one of the people that had the low expectations for this for 31 because a telegraphed push our guy narrative. You see it coming from a mile away, and Roman was since January. You could see it already, but I just expected that Brock was just going to run over this dude because it's like you don't want a scenario where you don't want WrestleMania getting booed out the building, and that's where we were headed. So it's like, okay, Brock just maybe lets him get a few shots in, but then he runs him over, and that's the end of it. I had put Seth out of my mind, which is exactly where you want the Money in the Bank holder to be. Mm-hmm. And then it's like at the 11th hour, he cashes in. We hadn't seen a cash in at Mania yet. You know what I'm saying? He pulls it off, wins the title. Like the shock factor out of it alone just sent it into a whole nother thing. And on top of the fact that, this was another situation with Roman, another one of those guys that they didn't think he could go like that. But then he took all that beating from Brock and then started dishing out. The second half of this match was all Roman for the most part. So it's like, okay, if you give this dude some time to keep going, he's going to cook, and look at where he's at now. So yeah, this was one of the heights of the century, is the perfect title because like a Mania main event going off like that, first time ever, it was solid. So I'm going to
I feel bad not voting for a Shawn Michaels match. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think you will. I'm
going to vote Michaels and Cena. One, because this is the only John Cena match on this bracket for some reason. All you people that voted only chose one John Cena match.
Listen, I had seen the Triple H at Mania 22 because that was the
Yeah.
birth, the King of Kings.
Right.
You know, it was also
Yeah.
CM Punk's WrestleMania debut. So off of that alone,
It was in Chicago.
It was in Chicago. It was the last WrestleMania in Chicago.
Still more
when they
recent in Vegas, but I ain't gonna.
you digress. I feel you know what? Like I said, WrestleMania 41 should be in Vegas. If it goes to Vegas, I'll try to pull up.
I'm
But
with it.
We all pulled up.
42, 20 years later, come back. 42. There you go.
Where they gonna have it at?
All hosted in my backyard as long as they come back to Chicago. Like
That's
just
crazy.
come back.
Yeah.
I'm about to say they're not going to Soldier Field, so I mean,
Hell no.
Nah, it gonna be a minute. It gonna be a minute.
Hey, that shit at Wrigley or something.
Hey, listen,
That's nasty too, though.
That
is.
I
they
bet you
haven't done
Wrigley.
a. I don't think they've
Y'all
done
want
a-
that.
Yeah, they
Y'all
haven't
want
done
that.
like a baseball field for Mania since like Seattle, I think.
Yeah, that was the
But-
last one.
But that's not happening in Chicago. April is still too cold. It's not going to happen.
Facts. Which is why I'm surprised they're doing it in Philly.
Yeah.
Crazy times.
Yeah,
Outside,
listen.
that's
When
crazy.
the last time they did it out here in MetLife, it was like it wasn't crazy, but it was still like, okay, we putting jackets on out here, so
Right.
I
Mhm.
feel for y'all going out there and performing because it's by the
It's
time the
even
sun
Man.
goes
like
down.
y'all really want to go to Minnesota in April, fam?
No, fuck all that.
Man.
Ain't no the fuck we gonna
Y'all
do
was
in
just
Minnesota?
in Milwaukee the other day, right? It's late March.
Right.
Fucking snowbanks outside in March.
Right. Exactly.
I want to go to the
Y'all
Midwest for
already-
Mania again. Come on.
You're
man.
already going to Cleveland in the summer. Like
Right.
Just wait till summer of 25 to go to
I
Minneapolis.
want to go to another bum ass NFL team stadium. Come on, fam.
It's true though.
But nah, I'm voting Michaels and Cena. It's not moving on because y'all voted WrestleMania 31. But just I would not feel right not choosing John Cena or Shawn Michaels at least one time
That
on this bracket.
crazy. That's the only
So-
John Cena match that got voted.
It's cool though. I'm gonna
My
just
man
vet some
don't
other
get-
people to vote on these things next time.
It's
So
gonna
y'all
be
get
alright.
some more John Cena matches on here.
Listen, you put me and Katie on there, we gonna vote about like 5 Cena matches. Katie and I will
Hell
go
yeah,
hard
me
for
too.
Cena. Yeah.
Shit,
Gotta
we're gonna do best
advocate.
John Cena matches.
You know what? Yeah. There you go. Let's just do nothing but Cena matches. I'm with it. I'm with it.
I'm with it. Hey, let's move on, man. Number 6 seed. I don't think we need to spend much time talking about this one, man. Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, WrestleMania 37 night 1 versus Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin, WrestleMania 14. Now this
I think
was
this is
Stone Cold's
unanimous, right?
first world title. What's up?
This is
said what,
unanimous,
bro?
right?
Yeah, I would say it's unanimous, but just let's go through the procedure still. This is Stone Cold's first ever world championship victory. You have Mike Tyson. This was around the time Mike Tyson, I think, was banned from boxing, from the boxing commission.
Yeah,
After biting niggas' ears off and shit.
he was wilding out.
Yeah. So Mans was tripping around this time. So controversy creates cash. Controversy creates headlines. So they said, hey, let's bring in Mike Tyson for WrestleMania. He don't got nothing to do. And it paid off. You solidify Stone Cold Steve Austin. Mike Tyson joins D-Generation X. For some reason, isn't inducted into the Hall of Fame with them. So he could be a 2-time Hall of Famer, Mike Tyson. It's cool, though. It's cool. Versus, like Vince said, this is unanimous, though.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're all voting on the same path. So we're just going to move on after I'm done talking. Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair. What did Michael Cole say at the beginning of this match?
Ooh.
For the first time ever at WrestleMania, 2 black women compete in the main event.
Mm-hmm.
And it got no bigger than this. You know what I mean?
Amen.
2
Wasn't-
black women.
Wasn't this Bianca's first title?
It
This
was
is Bianca's first championship ever in the WWE.
Yeah, because she didn't win shit in NXT. Hunter didn't do her any justice there.
Nah.
She got called up to main event. Voldemort saw the potential. One of the few
But-
good things he does.
but it
We
worked.
do
out.
more good than bad. We ain't gonna lie on my mans.
It's true. It's true.
They balanced out towards the end of his
Hold on,
lifespan.
let me rephrase what I just said so I don't get caught in the soundbite. Creatively does more good than bad.
All right.
Right.
Good catch. Good save right there.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
no. Sasha Bianca, that's moving on. Sorry,
Yeah.
Sean.
Yeah, we're
That
not
wasn't even
there.
Sean's best Mania match. He was pushing through because that was his back
Yeah,
injury.
my man.
He barely made it through.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. My back is
Let's
broken.
talk about Sean's best Mania match, though.
Ooh, man.
Shawn Michaels Undertaker, Part 2. WrestleMania 26 in Glendale. That's our 5th seed overall. And I think this is another unanimous decision because it's going up against Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 35, which I don't even know why this made the list. Who voted for this? I'm going to go find out who voted for this, and I'm going to shame y'all.
Well, I mean,
I get it. I get the sentiment behind it.
Yeah, you know it was always going to happen.
But why is this match on this bracket?
So,
because match-wise, this don't deserve to be over here.
Right.
Let me see where it's at.
The biggest thing was like I was a proponent of Becky Ronda one-on-one straight up. And I think it would have done way better. And I think it would have had better consideration for being on the list. It was the fact that we needed to make this so much bigger by putting Charlotte into it. And then the fact that, you know, there was that mix of chemistry that probably wasn't there yet. You know what I'm saying? Like Becky and Charlotte had it, but you know, pouring Ronda in the mix, she had only been there for a year. It's like it's not the same. So putting this together, plus the screwy finish at the end, because apparently that wasn't supposed to be how it finished, but it's like, nah, man. On top of this being the last one-day Mania, and we had seen everything else, and we was all tapped out by the time. Listen, the entrances started at like 11:50. They went over the time that they were supposed to be in MetLife to begin with, so there was a whole lot of setup for failure on this, and it still did okay, but nah.
I came in here with agendas to push for the Smack and the Raw crew, trying to push women's wrestling as far as I can, and push Undertaker's matches as far as I can, and you made me conflict my my agendas on the first round. I can tell you right now that I voted for it just because of what it meant, and I did still enjoy it. I also had Undertaker, Shawn Michaels as well. I know Katie voted for it for a fact. So you guys are already voting Undertaker, Shawn, so I'm just going to give it a vote so it doesn't get swept. So I'm not going to let women's wrestling get swept on the program. So
that's Shawn Michaels' retirement match.
Bruh.
That nobody thought he was a retire. I didn't think he was. I didn't think he was gonna lose.
Listen, man, he pulled the Rick. He pulled the fucking Rick over in Saudi. But you know, we gonna bring up the past.
Hey, you say, hey, how many millions you paying me? I'll train again. I don't care. I ain't mad at it. Listen, I got beef with y'all that voted though, because more people voted Ronda, Charlotte, and Becky over Kurt and Brock. And I have an issue with that.
That's a little concerning to me.
It is.
I think you just kind of have to assess who you asked to vote on this thing, because
going forward, I will.
A lot
more people voted for that over Sasha and Bianca.
That's.
See that's blasphemy. I'm sorry,
sir. No.
Yo,
hold up. Time
out.
Madness.
That's madness.
It's beef. Hey, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker moving on. This is the first. It is the first Shawn match to move on too. He was in every region. It's the only one that moved on.
Yeah,
crazy stuff.
I was gonna vote for it off the strength of the fact that 25 should have main evented. So this is just purely
that too.
Pushing
I
that
came
agenda.
in here. I came in here. I'm gonna push that one as far as I can, and then oh my goodness, it's gonna go that way because 25 should have main evented.
It did. Damn,
that's true. It's true. Hey man, we got it's a lot of Cinderellas moving on in this joint though, which means y'all didn't vote right because these seeds should have been a little higher. But we got our main Cinderella Roman Reigns, Edge, and Daniel Bryan. And damn it, they're going up against Rock and Austin again. WrestleMania 15. How we voting this time?
Like, I'm gonna switch it up on
It's
you.
an inferior match they're going against this time, so it's not as strong.
It definitely is.
I voted for Rock Austin. Y'all decided to undercut me and vote Roman. So I enjoyed 17 more than 15. So I'm gonna go Bryan Edge Roman this time around.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm standing pat. The triple threat still got it for me. I already said like this was the first. We knew they was gonna do it again, so it's like it's not like we weren't gonna revisit Rock and Austin again. And it's out of the three, it is the last. So
right,
it's real simple. We don't even got to get into it too much.
It's hard to get it right your first time. They got it down pat by the third time.
Facts.
Yeah.
I'm going Roman, Edge, and Bryan too. And it's not even a recency thing. This solidified the tribal chief.
Right.
Like Greek said before, this is the first of we going into the fourth straight main event of him going in as champ.
Because he went in.
It's fourth.
Yeah, it's fourth.
That's why. So shout out to my boy Roman. And I don't think it's right that Roman only got 2 matches on this bracket too.
Well, I wasn't going to vote for his WrestleMania 36 match.
I was about to say, no.
What match did he have at WrestleMania 36?
Well, he didn't have a match at 36.
No, my fault. I got my numbers wrong. I meant 38. I wasn't going to vote for that one. I didn't care for that one. It wasn't the best showing. So,
oh no,
him and Brock.
If we put any Roman main events on here, where Roman Cody at?
Yeah, I'm surprised that shit didn't make that joint.
Actually, nobody voted Roman and Cody. Y'all niggas is tripping, bro.
Oh my god,
we getting some better people to vote on this next time.
Like, sheesh,
listen, I voted for this shit. Don't let me catch strays on here.
Oh my goodness,
that's
Vince,
crazy.
You cool.
Listen, I didn't vote for it.
Some of y'all concerning.
I didn't vote for it because I was trying to like diversify, and maybe that's what everyone was trying to do is diversify, or maybe everyone's salty because Roman won and Cody. They thought Cody should have won, and seeing where we at right now,
I don't give a fuck about that. Talk about the match.
Exactly. Like
exactly.
I understand. Like, listen, it caught everybody off guard. The booking,
not me though.
I don't know.
Yo.
Well, look, I didn't think he was gonna win, but it's like. That's
I
fine,
thought it was 50-50. I thought it was 50-50. I thought you could have flipped the coin and you could have been right depending on what you called.
Right.
Like it was close.
But it's like, look, the booking doesn't change the match being fire. I mean, from start to finish.
Oh no.
It's like I just,
my only gripe about it was that because Cody was gone for so long, you didn't really see him like actually grind it out throughout the year. He came out at 30. I get why you did it. Try to like ease him up back into things. But it didn't feel like Cody earned that match last year. It felt like, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I said after the match. And we were saying it beforehand. We was like, listen, it casts a little bit of doubt because he done been, invincible since he's been back. And it's like he hasn't taken a real L yet. So there was always that little seed of doubt in there. So that's why I said still, okay, even if Cody wins, we still talking about this as one of the matches. So I don't know.
I don't know why I wasn't in there. Voted. I'm surprised they voted for a Kevin Sammy main event tag match over the Tribal Chief versus their favorite Cody. But I digress. I didn't vote for it because I had other matches and I just wanted to give some love to other ones. If I would switch things up, I definitely give that my vote. But you know what? I'm gonna take things a little bit more seriously next time. I'm gonna just be like very best of the best.
Yeah, we might have to do another one of these.
Yeah, run that shit back. Yeah. Run the clip back.
We gonna have to do it. Hey, let's go to the next joint, man. Where we at, man? We in the Elite 8. So next match in the Elite 8, we got a 10 seed versus a 15 seed. Triple threat, Brock, Roman, Seth versus the Usos and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Who y'all got, man?
I ain't
I
voted
know
for
who I'm
Sami
picking.
Zayn twice. My soon-to-be wife might divorce me if I vote for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn again. So I'm gonna give it to Tribal Chief and Seth and Brock.
I would advocate for her divorcing you.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. That's
Damn,
crazy.
dog.
Voting for Sami Zayn matches on my show multiple times at that.
That's just crazy. Oh man.
Oh, I got half of mine to pick it just to piss you off, but
Hey, do what you want, bro.
You're the only one that can do it without risking something. Because you're going to be back. I might be benched for a minute if I go the other way.
Oh man. Now, if I'm just going off of matches that I purely like enjoy like that, then I'm gonna stick with Brock and Roman Seth. You know, I do love the story with Kevin, Sammy, and the Usos and things like that. But look, I'm still sticking with that tagline, man. Like this was, you know, a bright
I
spot.
like taglines now.
Stop. We're not going back to that shit. Oh man.
Only OGs know what we talking about.
Exactly. that first year was rough for me. Oh man. But yeah, and as much as, you know, I love the story, it was great. You know, this Brock and Roman, it turned out to be a bright spot in the era where it's like we wasn't getting a lot of it. We was still having, you know, concerns about creative and booking and everything like that. So getting that one right made a lot of, you know, some goodwill out of us for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
So we all moving at a triple threat over, right?
Yeah, word.
Thank God. I appreciate y'all.
we not letting TC use his veto. I don't know if he appreciates that or he's kind of like low-key salty he doesn't get to use it.
Oh,
hey,
I'm sure.
If
sure
I
we'll
don't
find a
have to
way.
use it, I'm fine.
I'm sure we're gonna find a way. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna, you know, let y'all know. But I'm gonna just say, like, I may or may not use it. Y'all will find out when I tell y'all, and I'm gonna use it. Let's move on to the next, man. Elite 8. And this nah, it's not tough for me. Bianca, Sasha versus Kurt and Brock. I'm just going with the black women. Come on now.
Black excellence moves on.
It was
better.
It was better. Let's just be honest.
Hands down, man.
I don't know about it being better, but
bruh. Come on now.
Sentiment. I'm going with the sentiment alone. The reason why, you know, some people apparently chose Ronda, Charlotte, Becky, that's the reason I'm moving this match over.
I mean, you can't
representation.
You can't match, you know, a technical, you know, battle between Kurt and Brock. You can't match that anywhere. But like I that's not what does it for me. Like I love to see technical wrestling, but
yeah,
that doesn't do it for me. Like, you know, the fact that the build up to this match was terrible, and then, you know, they just said, hey, listen, put that in the past. Let's go out and cook. And they cooked 5-star meal. So, you know, at the end of the day, I can't like that. That's going to sway me more than, you know, them just being technically gifted and putting on a match like that.
I'll tell y'all right now, I cried.
Me too. Yeah. They had me.
It was
TC
great.
Cries.
Dog tears. They had me.
Yeah.
Not crocodile tears, right?
Nah, we ain't Cody Rhodes around here. We cry for real.
Man.
We're gonna force out a tear. A little Denzel Glory tear. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Right. Yes, sir.
It chokes you up if you actually sit there and you're not like a salty piece of shit that women are main eventing, black women at that.
Yeah.
If you got you're a kind-hearted human being that likes wrestling, and you see this moment, you see the emotion in Sasha and Bianca, man, it chokes you up. It choked me up initially, man. Like, I still go back and think of it as one of the greatest WrestleMania main events. Recency bias, personal bias, yeah, because Sasha is one of my goats. Bianca is one of my favorites right now in ring wise. Like, you tell me, like the division. Forget the division, just like the roster in general. Bianca's one of my go-tos. Like, oh, I gotta go see this person. I gotta go watch this person perform. So yeah, no, that's an easy. Easy one for me.
And we know that TC still waiting.
Yeah, man. You might have to see me at Double or Nothing to see her.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, and
Yeah.
also, I just thought of this one too. Not only did women main event, not only did black women main event, they did it in Florida.
Yo.
True.
So, hey,
True
no,
that.
let's move this match on.
Yeah. What we doing?
For sure.
Just out of, obviously it was gonna move on, messing with me, but I would have had to use that veto on y'all if I wasn't acting right. You know what I mean? Hey, next up we got Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, WrestleMania 26 versus the Triple Threat at WrestleMania 30. Randy Orton, Batista, Daniel Bryan. This is whew, I don't know who I'm voting.
Not gonna hold you.
This might go triple, double, triple OT like Creighton Oregon did the other night.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. All right,
I'm not gonna hold you. I already advanced Undertaker Shawn 26 in my mind. I already advanced that one.
It's rough, but yeah, I can't not go Taker and Shawn because like
I still got agendas.
we waited so long for them to have a match at Mania, and then for them to have two back to back, and then arguably two true main events for Mania. It's like, listen, man, it is hard to beat that. And
what do you kids call it? Bangers?
Yeah, banger after banger. Yeah, I can't really put much over this, to be honest with you. Like, I love WrestleMania 30. It is not one of the worst WrestleManias of all time, booking decisions aside. But
hey, them booking decisions made it better.
And honestly, truthfully, wasn't my favorite match on WrestleMania 30. I like the opener better.
Mm-hmm.
It
was really good.
The opener was
cold. Was cold. Exactly.
The only negative thing I would have to say about 30 was I still don't feel like
Rock Terry and Austin.
You know what? Yeah. Like I don't highlight Terry, but that was a cold ass moment. Like that was wild to see those guys.
It was.
In
I
there.
ain't gonna lie.
I get it. We didn't need to have Terry though. You could have had.
No,
Sean,
I understand having Terry.
Yeah,
no, I feel like you had to have Terry there. Like,
it had to have been Terry. No lie, even though I don't fuck with him. But for me, it's like you did.
This man was at number 1. He was at 30. I get it.
Yeah. You did.
Unfortunately, we're gonna see his ass at 42.
Yeah. I hope not.
No,
it's Brock and Taker for me. That like I felt like it should have been Roman to beat the official streak. Like I would have given it to Roman and not Brock. All things considered, hindsight being what it was, I would have given it to him. That's just kind of where I stand with it. I still don't think Brock needed it because he was already self-made. But aside from that, aside booking decisions aside, it had a great moment. But in the crowd being shot, that was me.
Yeah, fire.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's go on. We in our final 4 now. And Shawn Michaels, Undertaker. Ooh. Right back at it. Number 5 versus our 16th seed, our Cinderella, Roman, Edge, Daniel Bryan, WrestleMania 37, night 2. Who we got moving on to the final? Is it tough? Who we got, man?
I'm staying Taker, Sean. I'm pushing that to the finals. I have agendas. Shout out to Matt.
Damn, man. I gotta stick with what I said, man. I gotta stick with what I said. Like, I think if it were any others in this list, I probably still would push the triple threat forward. But nah, man. Taker, Shawn, 2 of the best classics, can't beat it, man. I gotta push it. I gotta push it.
Same, man. I think it would be criminal if one, a Shawn Michaels match didn't make the final, which now it has Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Also this match, like, and I've stood pat on this for 15 years, 14 years, that Michael's Taker number 2 was better than the first one. This personally me. And I maybe it's because I watched that one live. I didn't watch WrestleMania 25 live. That's like the only Mania in the last 20 years I did not watch live.
I watched
But
them both live. I had to go to the bathroom in the middle of like 25, right when it's picking up steam. So I was
my
literally
man's bladder was weak.
I was weak. so they had me more on the edge of my seat, literally, because I was on the edge, getting ready to like burst over
And the match was so good, you had to pee, bro. That's crazy,
bro. All the jarritos are coming right through me, man.
Hey, shout out to Jaritos, though.
Yeah, shout out. Nah, man, nah. Like 26 it's career versus streak. Like the setup for that match, the story for that match is better than the first one.
Yeah,
because of
and that's why I put that over 25.
Yeah,
yeah. I don't know. I agree with the story. I got to the point. I watched Mania 25. That match every year because of how good that shit is. Like, I love 26. It's just 1A, 1B for me. That's all. Like, I don't put it low beneath 20. Like, I just love 25's better because it's like you go into that with the unpredictability of it, with no stakes, and still with the way it was placed on the card, you would think, okay, this will be good, but who knows? They turned out and said, hey, this is gonna be fire. And if you watch the A&E, their rivals, like a couple weeks ago, they came in and said, hey, where we at on the card? They said like what, 5th or 6th, and they just looked at each other like, oh, they doing us like that. Okay, cool. So basically it was like, yeah, it was basically like, all right, cool. Since y'all want to do us like this is what you got to follow now. So yeah, when I look at that, like I always edge 25 over. But listen, 26 got it on anything on here. I'm just,
If anything, 26 should move on off of the strengths of 25 alone, just to like do it justice. Like I think 26 is the collection of both of them because 25 should have main evented for real. That's how I look at it.
True.
I'm with it. And then in our next Final Four matchup, Sasha, Bianca, WrestleMania 37 Night 1 versus Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 31. Who we got, man? Got 6th seed versus 10th seed.
I said I had agendas. I'm pushing my agenda. Women to the main event, to the finals. Let's do this.
This is literally the only match on this bracket that made me shed some thug tears. So I mean, off the strength of that alone, it's got sentimental push. Like, I gotta do it. Like I was standing up when Bianca got that dub. Like that was wild.
I stood the whole match, bro.
They got like the ending to Brock Roman, and that had the shock face on me because again, I'm sitting up there like, yo, this is gonna be some mid, and then you know how like when you sitting back when you playing like 2K or whatever, and shit starts getting serious, you start sitting up in the chair. You know what I'm saying? The crazier it gets, you start to bounce low. Like that was me during Mania 31, but it was all the way different.
Nah, listen. So Randy hit what top 3 RKO on Seth earlier that night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for
like
sure.
like Reek said, Seth Rollins back in my mind. But when I heard that music play mid-match, I was just like, oh wait, this nigga got the briefcase.
For sure. Yeah, man.
I was like, oh, it's getting serious. And it got serious,
man.
but did not get serious enough to move on to the final. So Bianca, Sasha versus Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker.
Oh,
which one of these is the best main event in WrestleMania
Agendas
history?
will clash. I think Matt and Katie will both be happy with the end result because I was successful to push both agendas.
Yeah, shout out
into
to
the
Vince,
final.
man. He accomplished his goal here today.
I mean, one of my many goals. I think at the
How
end
come
of the
wasn't no
day,
CM Punk matches on this thing, man? Oh wait.
That's wild.
why my boy had to catch a strain on
Yo.
unprovoked? Well, you know what? If y'all voted for Triple H versus Cena at 22, Punk would have been in here. He was in
That shit
Cena's
don't count.
entrance. Oh man, come on! I'm trying to give him something. You know what? I think at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter who I vote for here because if TC doesn't agree, he's probably just gonna use his veto. That's what he did last year. We got all the way to the finals and he used his veto.
He did.
So I'm just gonna vote for my favorite wrestler out of these four, and that's Sasha. So I'm vote women to the championship.
Ooh,
TC's
man.
gonna vote whoever he wants, though. I'm anticipating the veto.
Well, it's probably coming because I gotta stick with what was home for me, was deep down. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I grew up with Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. That's why this is that meaningful to me. And I'm glad the sisters made it here. The sentimental value was there. But this is my childhood we talking about, and one half of my childhood retired after this match. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta lean that way, man. I gotta lean with the Taker, Shawn, main event, one fall to finish, the streak versus the career. I gotta go with it.
All right.
Okay. So, I mean, if I'm breaking the tie, the veto don't really matter.
No, it don't. That's why I wanted. That's what I wanted to do. I had a feeling Rick was gonna go Taker, Shawn. So
he accomplished multiple goals here today.
Yeah. Man on the
Appreciate
mission.
it. Now I gotta decide who's gonna break this tie.
Mm-hmm.
Do I choose the black women? One of the black women who very well one day could be considered the GOAT.
Facts.
Actually, both of them one day could be considered the GOAT. Versus two people who are already considered the GOAT. One of them is considered my undisputed GOAT out of all my GOATs. Decisions.
Yes, sir.
And one of these days, I'm going to vote a different way. That's not expected. But today is not that day. Today, I'm going to go with what y'all expect me to go with. Because I'm all about black advocacy here.
Okay.
I talk about blackness all the time. Black, Las Vegas, that's me. That's what I do on this show. Today, I'm not choosing either of them because I'm going with Shawn Michaels and Undertaker.
I had a feeling that's where it was coming.
Because why wouldn't I go with Shawn Michaels? Is literally Mr. WrestleMania. True. Said that at the beginning of the show. He's Mr. WrestleMania. He was in every region. He had 5 matches on this bracket. One of them had to get to the finals and win. I'm just saying, bro.
Watch him use his veto and then veto.
Not to mention
Sasha into the main event.
He had the best Mania match from 2003 to the match he retired, other than 22, obviously. But
right,
he had them all on lock. Let's just keep it 100.
What was the better match at 22?
Mick Foley Edge.
Okay,
couldn't beat it.
Yeah,
Shawn had the second best match though.
Yeah.
Shawn had a fire match at 22. I do not care.
He did. I mean, look, for it to have been with Vince, who had freshly turned 60, I mean, I can't argue with that. So
it was good. It's just part of me like lingers on the what if, because obviously the rumors going into that Mania was that it was supposed to be another technical masterpiece with Eddie G versus Shawn, and man, that's one of my all-time dream matches.
And it would have made it the best match on that card. So my statement still stands.
All right. You know what? Just because I didn't get a chance to vote for any Eddie G match, and he was booked to be wrestling Shawn. I'm okay with Shawn getting that dub at the end with Taker. Apropos.
Shout out to Shawn Michaels, Mr. WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania season, and it wouldn't be right if I didn't honor my favorite wrestler all the time. I'm gonna go back and watch some Shawn Michaels matches later. But shout out to Eddie Guerrero too, man.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum.
Shout out to him, man.
Yeah.
And shout out to
Sir.
WrestleMania season. Cannot wait. And if y'all enjoyed this bracket, go check out my man's SES Vince YouTube page. He got a bracket episode coming out in about 10 minutes. So y'all can go watch it now. Because by the time y'all listening to this, it'll be available.
For real. Check it out. YouTube.com/SESVince.
Yeah. Shout out to my mans. Actually, go check that out now. Our show is over with. Plug your socials, Vince. We out of here.
For real. I appreciate you guys having me in the palace. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at SESVince. Link to my bio will take you to the audio versions of the March Madness podcast and all the archives of the basketball stuff I talked about. Check out Get Your Podcast at Get Your Podcast on social media. And check out the Smack It Raw podcast every Saturday night. I think we're going to switch time zones. I think we're going to go 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, 11 Eastern every Saturday night. So
bumping it up an hour.
Yeah, got to get more people, like we're getting older, so it's hard to stay up late, so yeah, check us out.
Fact.
Check us out.
Bro, listen, I've been going to sleep at like 11:30 every day this week.
Yeah. There's nights I would knock out at 9 and I ain't even mad about it.
Bro, listen. I'm waking up early too. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. Crazy times we're living in.
That's a fact.
I know, man.
Y'all can find me at RecapIt24 on Instagram and on Twitter. Also, go check out the Havoc Hour, where I talk sports and entertainment on all streaming platforms where you find Young Kings Wrestling, Google X, Spotify, Google X, Anchor X, Spotify. My bad. Google Podcasts. Yes, sir. And the video version is up on YouTube. This is going on YouTube, ain't it?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna put the full thing on YouTube.
All right. Sure.
We'll give you all the specials on the videos too.
Eventually. That was the hidden word right there.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah, it ain't regular episode, it's a special, so why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I am the thespian TC Fontaine. Follow me if you feel so inclined to at TC Fontaine on Twitter, TC.Fontaine on Instagram, FOY.Flix on Instagram, because your boy take pictures and what have you. And of course, follow Young Kings Wrestling everywhere. YouTube. Follow that one more specifically. Subscribe to the YouTube. People subscribe every day. I appreciate everybody that subscribed to us. Because we don't push out content that often. But I literally see people subscribe every single day. And it be off of like 3 different videos on the page too. But I do appreciate everybody that mess with us. Follow us on Twitter, of course, Instagram, TikTok. Do people still use Facebook?
I use it to just kind of keep up with family members, but
yeah, basically,
I don't promote shit there.
I don't even use it for that.
It's just networking stuff,
Yeah,
I just push business stuff on there for the most part.
Every 5, I would say like every 5 months, I go and log on my Facebook to just see what people like I grew up with and stuff is doing, and niggas ain't doing nothing, so I just log off. And I don't be back for months.
I get turned off because I get random friend requests from people I don't mess with, or people that I went to school with but I never messed with, and I'm like, "What y'all added me for? Y'all didn't rock with me then. Why am I gonna rock with you now?" Right? No, gone somewhere. Family members I've never met added me just because my dad.
We got the same last name.
We got the same last name as my dad. I'm like, "Nah, get out of here. I don't fucking know you. I don't mess with you. You ain't part of the day to day."
I really hate when people they got your last name so they add you. Like, bro, we've never met.
No,
bro, it's bro. It's all right. I'm gonna tell you a Facebook story from like years ago. It's a nigga in like Philly with my last name who added me on Facebook. You know what? Back then, back bit, I was adding everybody. I don't care.
Yeah.
But now I'll be like, man, why'd I add this nigga? I don't even talk to him. I don't even know if he really related to me.
Right.
Yeah.
He cool is I'll let it rock, but again, I don't know if people still use Facebook for real, like that.
I use Messenger, still message people.
Yeah,
I don't even use
that's the
that.
biggest thing.
Just
That's the biggest
because
thing.
I got many people that be using Apple products and I'm on Android. So like it's better to just send it through
Hey,
Messenger.
It's
Robot
like
Gang.
Yeah, man. It's like the people I don't have numbers for. That's how I get in touch with them. That's the most I use Facebook for.
Honestly, for real.
Hey, listen, I don't got no iPhone. Y'all can't FaceTime me. Y'all can't
Me either.
iMessage me. We can't play. We can't play pool. You know what I mean? It's fine. I don't care. I don't care about
Catch
that.
me on WhatsApp at SES Vince. Hit me up there. I got you.
You
We
got
can
a
video
WhatsApp,
call.
bro?
Bro, I have to. I have to
My
have a
man's
WhatsApp.
Nigerian. I didn't know that.
Bro, Latinos be rocking with WhatsApp heavy.
Hey, Nigerians too.
Yeah.
That's why you seen Giannis in a WhatsApp commercial. You ain't never seen a WhatsApp commercial in your life. You see one with Giannis.
I'm gonna Google that shit. I haven't seen it.
You got to get in touch with his people in Nigeria.
They found the right one.
Of course.
Oh man.
Hey
Shout
man,
out to
we
Giannis.
appreciate y'all listening. Hey, shout out to Giannis too, man. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to March Madness. Shout out to Candace Parker. Shout out to my Creighton Blue Jays. Shout out to I got a lot of teams and shit that I rep in like both tournaments because I'm the nigga I'm critical about in other sports when it comes to college basketball. Listen, I'm from a place that got two schools that made the tournament, and then I graduated from one school, and then I got teams that I fuck with. Like shout out to South Carolina women whooping everybody ass in the women's tournament.
Oh yeah, you knew that was coming. You knew it was gonna happen.
Like, yeah, for sure. They averaging like 40. They averaging like 40 points against them, and then averaging like 85 for in the two games they played so far. So shout out to Coach Staley. Shout out to Juju, of course, USC. They doing their thing. I seen a thing. Caitlin Clark is out here acting like Kobe at practice, so I kind of fuck with her now.
Okay.
Hey.
Even though she played for Iowa.
Hey, look, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the Creighton women and the Nebraska women, both moving on too, though. And Nebraska men's, they out of here. UNLV ladies, they out of here. Creighton men still in it. UNLV men didn't make it. They in the NIT. You know what the NIT stand for. Not in the tournament.
Oh man.
So shout out to March Madness, and we love doing these brackets every year, twice a year, damn near.
Facts.
What's been your favorite bracket so far? Before we close this show out, what's been your favorite bracket to either listen to or be a part of?
Oh, it was definitely Theme Song Madness.
Yeah, the first one.
And
the first one was fun. That was during the pandemic. All that.
Yeah,
I like the second one for real. Just because of the swerve at the end where TC is like, "I'm gonna use my veto," and that
women's theme song madness went hard.
Yeah, yeah, I like that one. That was my favorite.
And we're gonna bring theme song madness back again one of these days too.
For sure, we got to.
And we see y'all next bracket season, but until then,
said I'll be back to hold you down. I don't wanna leave you,
but we gotta go right now. We'll be back next week with another one. WrestleMania predictions, man. It's gonna be a good time. Can't wait. WrestleMania season is almost here.
Shout out.
Seen Triple H hit up Meek Mill. Told him he's good to come through. Didn't we just talk about that last week?
We damn sure did.
Listen, Mr. H, we begging you. We know you listening at this point. Like,
come on, dog.
He tapped in. He tapped in for real.
He is. That
he probably got a suite in the palace somewhere. We just don't know.
Hell yeah.
This room big enough. We ain't been in all the rooms, so he got to be somewhere in here.
Let me find out Triple H is squatting in one of these 20 rooms in this month.
I mean, he is the king of king. He would feel at home in the palace.
Yeah.
So.
You're the king of kings. Messing with the young kings. Let us come to Mania, bro. Next year in Vegas.
Kings recognize kings.
Hey, give me a ticket for this year. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that too.
Because I'm cutting it down to like the, split the last second right here.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I'll go, man. I'll get off work that Friday, get on the plane. I'm work right by the airport, bro.
Listen, I don't even need that. I just need him to drop the ticket prices for Raw on Monday real quick. I'm trying to go. I ain't trying to pay $200 for nosebleeds. I need him to drop those prices.
Raw coming up with CM Punk?
Raw coming up. Yeah. I'm trying to see what Drew McIntyre got to say. Because he gonna say something.
Big hater.
Oh man.
All right, man. Again, we back with another one next week, man. But for now, we out of here. Gone. We want to do that again? You want to try that again?
Do it again.
Right. We out of here. Gone. All right, Vince, you was late still. We good. All
right. Listen. I don't do this. every week.
It's cool.
I'll
Take
just
care,
let y'all
y'all. Appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah. All right, man. Appreciate the invite.